Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Question Reality with Priscilla Leona, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Question Reality. I am Priscilla Leona, producer and host of this show, and we are coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. For 10 years, we have been ranked the #1 entertainment career advice internet radio show. Now, this show is for you if you are currently pursuing or dreaming about a career in the entertainment industry. The guest will help you by providing tips, advice, and resource information on how and what it takes to pursue a successful career in a wide variety of show business professions. And the guests on our show include Emmy winners, Grammy winners, Tony Award winners, reality TV stars, film and music producers, film, television, and theater directors, casting directors, talent managers, screenwriters, actors, singers, songwriters, comedians, script supervisors, stunt people, entertainment lawyers, all the people in the business. We try to get them on. And we especially want to encourage people who do behind the scenes jobs. I really want to get more people on that are behind the scenes, because there are so many fabulous jobs that a lot of people don't know about. I mean, a lot of people come out here and they want to be a star. They want to be a singer or a dancer, or, an actor. There are so many jobs behind the scenes, and they come out here and they think that they won't want to do that. And then they say, you know what? I'm not really interested anymore. I really like being a costume designer, or I really like being an assistant director. So many great jobs behind the scenes. So if you know anyone like that and they're working professionally in the business, please tell them to contact me. Please, definitely. So if you missed any of our radio shows, go to our archive page, which is on the latalkradio.com website, and search for our show title, Question Reality, or you can search by my name, Priscilla Leona. And all of our shows are also available for free on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher.com under the podcast section. And please make sure to get our free mobile app, which is located on the home page of the latalkradio.com website. It's located on the right-hand side towards the bottom. You just have to scroll a little bit, but you definitely want to get this app, because we have so many cool shows on LA Talk Radio. I mean, we cover so many different types of subjects. You just have to go there and check out all of the shows that are on there. But I tell you, it ranges from my show to a show about if you want to be empowered through communication. We've got the 30-minute cocktail hour. We've got Raw Talk. We've got Rock and Sexy Uncensored. We've got What Does the Bible Say, which is a great show, Sundays at 7 o'clock, which comes on 2 hours from now. And we have Max and Friends. We have all about guitar, unlimited. So just go to the website, latalkradio.com, and look at the schedule, and it'll show you all of the really cool shows that we have on LA Talk Radio. Not just mine. I don't want to say mine's the coolest of cool, but I'll just say it might be, depending on what your taste is. All of the guest, again, if you want to be on the show or you want to refer someone, they would love to have you. We would love to have you to promote your showcase, promote your products, your CDs, your books, or just generally help listeners with sage career advice. So again, we are currently booking guests for July through December, and you have to go to our official website, which is questionrealityradioshow.com. Questionrealityradioshow.com, not latalkradio.com. That's where we air, but questionrealityradioshow.com, and click on the contact link to submit for interview consideration. Now, we have a fabulous guest. This woman is so beautiful, and her voice, it's like an angel, I just want to say. I listened to her song, and I was like, wow, I had to listen 3 times. And she is Philly Christian R&B singer-songwriter Christa Deana. It's pronounced, when you look at her name, it's Christa, and it sounds like Deana, Deana, but it's pronounced Deana. And I'm going to ask her how we got that little French version, Deana. I always am very interested in how people's names, when they are written one way and they're pronounced another way. I love to know how they came up with that or why it is that way. So we'll find that out. Christa's single is called "If God Doesn't Want It." It is, I wonder what God doesn't want. If he doesn't want it, what happens to it? So we're going to ask her about that. It has received an Indie Music Channel Award nomination, and the lyric video spent 3 weeks in the Beat 100 Top 10, and it is still climbing the charts. And I will be playing this song around 5:30. So it could be 5:30, 5:35. So it's going to be around there. And if you love Christian R&B music, this is a song you will definitely want to hear. As I said, I listened 3 times. I loved it. I added it to my playlist. And you know I'm an atheist, so you know I don't have any religious songs on my playlist. But I was so moved by this song. I said, you know what? I'm going to put it on my playlist. That way I got all my credits covered. And if it turns out there is really a God, then I've got Christa Deana's song, and he's going to say, well, you know what? You're going in. You're coming behind the pearly gates. Even though you're an atheist, I'm going to let you in. So we got it covered with Christa Deana's song. I just want to talk. We're going to talk to her real quick, but I want to tell you, I want to give some shout outs. I never give shout outs anymore. And someone suggested that I do that for the first 3 people that liked our Facebook post of who was coming on the show today. So we're going to give a shout out to the first 3 people, and that is Janet Furmanek, who happens to be my first cousin James's wife, the beautiful Janet Furmanek, and her family. So to Janet and James Furmanek, thank you so much. I believe this is your first time tuning into my radio show, so hopefully we will be a regular on your playlist every week. You have to listen to us. We also want to give a shout out to Renee DeSisto. Thank you, Renee. And my favorite person of all time, who I want to name my first boat after, Betty Jo Tucker. That would be a perfect name for a boat. I've always wanted a boat, and I didn't know what to name it until I met Betty Jo Tucker. That is a perfect name for my boat. I'm going to name my boat Betty Jo Tucker for sure. And they are the first people, again, to like our Facebook post announcing our guest today, Christa Deana. Oh, so also I want to tell you about NSAEN Film Festival. As you know, I am a judge for the NSAEN Film Festival, and we are currently accepting film submissions. And you say, what is NSAEN? What is it? Well, it stands for No Strings Attached E-News. And the NSAEN Film Festival, we invite both seasoned and new filmmakers and film professionals from around the world to submit entries for their exceptional films. And we recognize that there is also a growing community of disabled filmmakers, and we enthusiastically invite you to participate in our inaugural festival. And what I love about being part of NSAEN is that a portion of the proceeds, which there must be film festivals out there that do that. I don't know of any, but a portion of the proceeds from the submissions, you know how when you enter a film, you have to pay a fee for a submission. That's just it is. It goes to Cheers to the Warriors, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that its primary mission is providing financial assistance through monetary grants to U.S. veterans who have been injured in combat. So I feel very, very strongly about this, and I just love that is a charity that they chose to donate to. So please submit your film to NSAEN Film Festival, and you can find that at nsaen.com. N is in Nancy, S is in Sam, A is in Apple, E is in Ed, N is in Nancy.com. And that's it. Oh, we're finished with all the advertisements. Now, I want to again welcome this gorgeous woman. Her hit single is blowing up the charts. It's called If God Doesn't Want It. And I want to welcome her to the show. Welcome, Christa Deana.
So glad to be here, Priscilla. Thank you so much for having me.
I am just thrilled beyond belief. Your voice is incredible. First off, we share two things. One, we both love Kelly Clarkson. And
yes.
Two, you're from Philadelphia. So we're practically neighbors. I'm originally from Connecticut, and then I went to school in Maryland, and then I moved to Los Angeles. But I went to some great parties back in Philly in the day. And I love the King of Prussia Mall and the Duck Tours. Now, you can't be from Philly and not know about the Duck Tours, right?
Oh, of course, definitely.
People are like, what the hell's a duck tour? Well, my husband and I went to Philadelphia, and I said, what is this duck tour? Let's try it. It was in December. It was so cold, Christa. We got on this duck tour, and we're driving around, and we think it was like a double Dutch bus, and we're like, oh, well, it's kind of cold, but we can deal with it. And then we just started driving into the water. I said, oh, my God, what the hell is he, killing us? He's going to drown us. I didn't know that the bus converted into a I guess a boat or something. And we're in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Freezing, Christa. Oh, my God, I thought I was going to die. I said, why did I get on the duck tour? But it was pretty fun. It was fun. Have you ever gone on that duck tour?
I have, but not actually in Philly. I went in D.C., and my experience was pretty much the same. Went in the winter time, not smart, and I was miserable. So, don't go in the winter.
God, I know. I didn't even think that it was going to be so cold, but somehow when we hit that water, Christa, oh my God, it was like being in the Antarctic. I will never, ever go again. But I love that damn duck tour. So I wanted to tell you congratulations on your hit song, If God Doesn't Want It. It's receiving received an Indie Music Channel Award nomination. And I understand that the lyric video spent 3 weeks in the Beat 100 top 10, and it's still climbing the charts. That must be so exciting, right?
Yay, of course. I'm so grateful.
Well, what was the inspiration in writing this song? First of all, what's the song about? What was your inspiration? Tell us all about that. And what if God doesn't want it?
Well, then that's the easy part. You just get what you want, But I actually wrote this song when I was 13, oddly enough. kind of weird age to write a song. But I was already heavily involved in writing for a few years at that point, and the chords were different. The lyrics were more or less the same, a little bit tweaked in there, here and there on the verses. But yeah, I first wrote it when I was 13. I think maybe I was inspired by a sermon or something. I don't really remember. Like, a lot of the songs that I write, they kind of just come to me, and I'd like to think that it's a supernatural thing. Some songs I have to, like, sit down and say, okay, let me think of this, da-da-da. That just wasn't one of those songs. And then I revamped it again when I was 16, gave it a little bit more of a pop feel. And then as of recently, the most recent version that's out now, I was going on tour in Florida on tour. And I asked my husband if he could give it a little bit of an urban feel. He was dabbling into producing at that point. I was like, see what you can do with it, whatever. And I come back and I'm like, wow, that's really, really great. You shouldn't be able to do that, but I'm really glad that you can. And so I asked him to rap on it, and there was the song. And so, I mean, obviously it means a lot more to me now that I'm older and I've had different experiences where, like, it's pretty much the same thing where people say everything happens for a reason, nothing happens on accident. Just realizing that whatever happens is best for you and all for your good, and that everything works out in the end. So that's what that song's about.
Overall, what experiences most influence the songs that you write?
That's a really good question, because there's different songs that I write in different seasons. Writing songs is definitely my way of therapy and coping through the different phases in my life. There was a period where I experienced bullying, and then there was this period where I went through a really hard breakup, and then there was another time where I thought I had cancer and I dropped out of college, and then there was another time where I went through, like, wedding drama. And so, like, my life is just kind of a reality TV show. You can't make this stuff up. And so the songs have really helped me to cope. One of the other songs that is out entitled Revive Me on my first EP, that was written when I got really sick and I had to leave college. But if God doesn't want it, it wasn't written out of any dark or traumatic experience. It was more like a general reflection on what I've learned and what I would like to pass on to other people, which is just, let go, let God, as they say.
Now, I read in your bio that you're on tour, and are you currently promoting another album and just introduced the single, If God Doesn't Want It, as a teaser to your new album coming out in the fall of 2018? Because I was confused because I read you were on tour, but then I read that this song was a single and that you were coming out in the fall with an album. So I wasn't sure about that, the timeline.
Well, you kind of nailed it.
Oh,
you
okay.
nailed it, Priscilla, because I am performing here and there, but I am working on my album coming out in September. So doing a little bit of both right now.
Okay. And where have you been to on tour, and what are some of your upcoming locations?
Definitely the East Coast, like New York, Jersey, Philly, Maryland, Virginia, all along that side is where I'm most familiar with. But the farthest I've been is New Mexico, which is my favorite location just because it's so different from anywhere that I've been. But I'm looking into connecting with a church in California and also a church in Canada, and continuing to do the local stuff and even some more open mics. There's this really cool jazz restaurant that I'm going to be at in August. So a little bit of here and there. Of course, block parties coming out this summer, youth events, just a lot of really exciting stuff. And at some point, my husband, because, again, I mentioned that he raps, he'll be performing with me as well for a lot of youth engagements and things like that.
Now, you play, as you said, you play a lot of different venues. So if you had to name your absolute favorite places to play and why are they your favorite places, can you do that for us?
Yeah. So my mind goes between two different. I was at first going to say block party just because the energy of summer and people having a good time, you know, with my backup dancers, and we're just feeling off of the audience. People are clapping. It's very, very exciting. But that's actually my second choice. I think my first choice would have to be like either revivals or different worship events, just because that feeling is like contagious, you know, like there's this energy, we're feeding off of each other, and you don't know what's going to happen, and it's just so cool. It's like a bag of mixed nuts, you know, you don't know what you're going to get, but a good nut, not
but a good nut,
weird,
yeah.
Like, it's a good nut.
It's good to get a good nut.
Clarify.
Good to get a good nut, especially if you're teabagging. But, I didn't say that to a religious person. Forget I said that. I'm retracting that statement. I talk filthy, Christa. I talk like a drunken sailor. You need to come over here.
Oh, you're fine, Priscilla.
Now, can we see your tour dates and locations on the website? Are they on your website?
They've been closed down for now, just because every once in a while I bring it down so that I can make sure, you know, I pack it, everything's confirmed, and then I put it back up. So right now, currently it's not up, but it'll be up again next week with the August date and with some July dates, and then September as well. So give me a week, and then I update and make sure we're all set.
Wait a week. So have them up in a week. Now, Christa, girl, I read that I believe it was in the Huffington Post interview that you did. I read that you have perfect pitch. Is that true?
It is true, yeah.
Oh, my God. I have only met one person who had perfect pitch, but is it correct that, well, this is what he told me. Is it correct that most people with perfect pitch are classical musicians?
I'm not sure about the statistics, but I am classically trained, and I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. Yeah.
But then some people are here. Like he said, he was born with perfect pitch, and he also said that it is absolutely annoying for him to hear people sing out of tune. So is that the same for you? And you know, I don't think there's like a whole group of perfect pitch people that, you know, hang out and go, oh my God, you know, I went to a karaoke bar and it was torture. But you know, I would imagine that a karaoke bar, you would avoid like the plague if you had perfect pitch, because, you know, there are some non-singing suck karaoke bars, right? So my mother used to tease me and say that if she was a judge, she would send all the prisoners with perfect pitch to my singing. So gives you a little idea how I'm not the singer, even though I curse whoever, because as I said, I'm an atheist, but I curse whoever created me that did not give me the ability to sing, because it's what I love to do most in the world is sing. I know, and I can't sing, but I will torture your ass anyway. I don't care. I'm going to sing. I'm going to just sing whenever I want to
there
sing.
You go.
Now, I want to
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I love music, and I'm going to sing. Now, I want to talk about something you just brought up earlier. And then again, I also read this of your interview in the Huffington Post. I thought that I would bring this up because with all the suicides lately, two people being my absolute favorites, Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain. And we want to talk to you about this subject because you said, again, in the Huffington Post interview, that you were in high school, you were bullied, you were completely outcast, and as a result, it caused you to lose your confidence and your self-worth, and you became so depressed and felt so purposeless that you seriously considered ending your own life. But you said that God helped you. Now, tell us and give some advice to anyone who might be listening who is going through a similar situation, you know, what they can do to hang on.
Well, I mean, it's a fight every day, you know? Sometimes you have low days, sometimes you have high days. But what I am learning is the importance of protecting and maintaining your overall well-being, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of those things. I think it's really important to meditate. It means a lot to me. It helps me to calm down my anxiety and work through my thoughts and things like that. Yoga also means a lot to me. All about peace, just trying to keep it under control. And working through when you take on those thoughts and the lies, really, of what other people project on you. And sometimes we just take that on as who we are. And it takes a lot, but we have to be intentional about speaking out loud. No, I am smart. I am beautiful. I am not what they say that I am. And also not taking for granted hormonal imbalances. Sometimes, like, I know for me, I take so many vitamins, Priscilla. I can't even tell you.
Oh, me too.
So
20 a
many
day.
vitamins.
20.
Oh, my goodness.
My mother and
girl, I feel you.
think there's something wrong with me, but we are, honestly, Christa, what a lot of people don't realize is that we as humans are a bag of chemicals. That's what we are. So why would it not make logical sense that we need chemicals in order to keep us balanced if we are or we're not given the sufficient amount of chemicals in our body? And vitamins simply enhance that. It's so important.
Yes, exactly. I love the way that you put it. I mean, it really is that simple. It just makes common sense. It doesn't mean that anything's wrong with you. And I know that sometimes people that struggle with suicidal thoughts and depression suffer from a lot of guilt as well, just constantly beating down yourself. But, let yourself feel that hurt me. I need to work through that, and that's okay. If you need a mental health day, take a mental health day. You know what I mean? Like, you are your biggest fan. Fight for your well-being and your way of life and your way of living. Enjoy the little things. Like if it's, I drank my favorite tea today, or I listened to my favorite song today. Every moment really, really counts. And I know that not everybody understands what it's like to go through depression and anxiety and suicidal thoughts. But if you can be your biggest fan, and if possible, find one person that can kind of keep you accountable, help you stay on your toes, even if it's somebody that doesn't know what you're going through, but you just need somebody to say, hey, you want to go on a walk with me? You're getting your sunlight, you're releasing endorphins, and you're getting in some fresh air. That's so good for you, So just take it by day, but don't take your days and your moments for granted.
I love that everything you said was very general and could apply to an atheist like myself, because it's not like get down with your Bible and pray. Your advice was for everyone. So I really appreciated that was so general, because that it seems like every time, people, religion is an elective, and it just depends on what your beliefs and values are. And I love that you were so objective and open-minded and so universal in your statements of how to help yourself with the specific bullying issue, because I tell you, I just think bullies are just cowards, and they're usually just jealous of whoever they're bullying in the first place. There's just a lot of anger and being jaded and bitter, and you got to look at people who bully and feel sorry for them, because there's a lot of anger and sadness behind just about every bully counter. So you should feel sorry for them rather than taking anything that they say with any value, because they're the ones that's the problem. It's not you. So it is that time. I'm so excited, Christa. We get to play your song. Yay!
Yay!
Oh my gosh. Okay, so people, let me just tell you, be prepared to listen. Again, I'm an atheist. atheist, and if I was not, I would say, if I was a religious person, I would say this woman has the voice of an angel. I'm not saying it because I'm atheist, but I am saying because from what the description of what an angel sounds like, you fit the description. Your voice
too kind.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I just can't wait. I'm so excited to play this for my audience. Okay, so this song is called If God Doesn't Want It, written by Christa Deana, and I am so glad that I get to let my audience listen to this song. And when we come back, we will be discussing more about Christa Deana's tour, more of her music coming up because she's putting an album out in the fall. And then she's going to be talking about, wait till you hear this, I'm very excited. She has met so many famous people, but she has met one of my absolute favorite people of all time, Nick Cannon. Love me some Nick Cannon. Love my Nick. So we're going to find out about her experience meeting Nick Cannon and what he said about his wife, Mariah. So without further ado, I know that's going to be juicy. Without further ado, let's hear If God Doesn't Want It by Christa Deana.
God doesn't want it, then I don't. I guess it just ain't for me. Listen, I used to think I knew what was best for me, praying and asking on my bended knee. Then I learned to pray and trust in your word. As I lift my voice, this is what I heard. If God doesn't want it, I don't want it. I refuse to complain about what he hasn't given me. If it's not from my father, then it's from the enemy. God always does what's best for me. Put it in his hands, leave it be. I heard it clearly that night. I lift my voice. I'm committed, you'll always be my choice. I only want the things you want for me. I'll seek you first. The rest is history. I don't want it. I refuse to complain about what he hasn't given me. If it's not from my father, then it's from the enemy. God always does what's best for me. Put it in his hands, leave it be. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard. Oh, you have planned for me. So I raise my hands in surrender. I feel so much better. I trust you and I choose to let go.
God, if you don't want it, I don't want it, never should have had it. Yeah, you're charismatic and I always want your will to be leading me. Take away the feelings and the thoughts I'll be thinking that'll surely be conceding me. I don't want to do this alone, cause I don't condone the evil that'll prevent me from bringing me home. I'm like a lamb to the slaughter. Save me from my thirst to death, continue seeking for that ever-living water. Put a stop to whatever's not yours, Lord. I'm only in it cause I want to be on one accord. I got the Holy Spirit in me, he's my shooting sword. I know that death's not the plan that you stored, so I know that you're the life giver. Mercy and forgiveness for a low-life sinner like me. I don't want it if I know it's gonna be tempting me. Show me the path that you know what's only meant for me.
If God doesn't want it, then I don't want it. No, I don't want it. No, I don't want it. If God doesn't want it, I refuse to complain about what he hasn't given me. If it's not from my father, it's from the enemy. God always does what's best for me. Put it in his hands, yeah, me. If God doesn't want it, I don't want it. I refuse to complain about
at me. I'm an atheist saying, oh, my God. I can't break that because I only became an atheist in 2009, so I haven't been able to break that habit yet. But, oh, my gosh, that is isn't that fabulous? Oh, my God. Do you
I'm
know?
so glad you like it.
Oh, my God. Christa, let me tell you. All right, so we had, I know who this is. We had Cece Peniston on the show a couple years ago. Remember Cece Peniston? Wow. Now, I'm going to sing for you, girl. Be prepared. Remember she sang Finally, Finally, It Happened to Me, right? You remember that song? It was a pop hit in the 80s. The way I feel about you, it just kept me right. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. So you sound your voice is unique, but you two, she is like one of my, I'm obsessed with Cece Peniston. And you have that Cece Peniston beautiful tonal quality, that rich kind of jewel, those little gemstones in your voice that are spread throughout your vocals. Your phrasing is beautiful, the tonal quality, everything. I love it. I love your voice.
Oh,
and
thank you so much.
I gotta give props to the old hubby over there. What? I love that. He did a great job. He did a fabulous job. What's his name?
Young One. Young One is his rap name, but his name is Zakari, and he's from Bermuda.
Well, he should be rapping on more songs. And what I love about your song, because if a lot of people listen to songs, and I swear they don't know what the heck the song is about. They don't understand the lyrics, right? They just don't. And they listen more for like the way it sounds, the music, shall we say, rather than the lyrics. And your song is so contemporary. It's so relevant. It is so modern. I mean, it could be on a pop chart. It really could. It could be on a slow jam pop chart. It really could. It could totally cross over from, I imagine it's in the category of what, Christian R&B, right now. That's the category.
It's actually just straight R&B right now.
Yeah. Oh, that could totally turn. That could be on a pop top 100 chart for sure. I'd say top 10. I'm gonna put it down. So great job, and I know everybody loved it. Well, we are very happy for you and very excited, and I just want to talk real quick we're going to talk about your album that's coming out, but I wanted to get back to what I promised everyone, because I'm getting all of these little messages from people who are saying, what about Nick Cannon? Tell me the Nick Cannon story. So I'm getting a lot of okay, so as I said, you met a lot of famous people. One of them, I absolutely adore, Nick Cannon. I'm still bummed out that he isn't the host of America's Got Talent. He was the funniest thing ever. I only watched it, Christa, one time since Tyra Banks was the host. And let me tell you, I love me some Tyra Banks, but I love her as the host on America's Top Model, because I don't really feel America's Got Talent is a fit for her as a host, because she's just too big for that. She's just too big. But she's like, she's a superstar. And even though AGT is a great show, she's, just so much more than that. Anyway, but Nick Cannon, he's so much more, but he was perfect for the show because he knew how to incorporate comedy and everything. So anyway, you said that you met Nick Cannon and you asked him, how's Mariah? And Nick Cannon said back to you, quote, she's a human. So you said that you didn't understand why he was being smart with you. And then a few weeks later, the press announced that they were having challenges in their marriage and might file for divorce. And then you felt all bad. And I'm like,
I felt so bad.
Because you were like, probably dissing old Nick like, oh, no, he didn't say that to me, which I can understand if he said that.
I
That's
can
not
understand.
really sir. But he was being diplomatic, I guess. He could have said something more juicy, but he's always so professional. I mean, I don't ever remember him saying a bad word, honestly, about Mariah, which is great because, you know, that stuff goes in the newspaper and then their kids will see it. So it's not cool to be dissing, you know, your significant other in the news if you're a celebrity. I never really thought that was cool. But anyway, where and how did you meet? Where were you when you met Nick Cannon?
I was actually in the airport.
Oh!
And I was traveling as usual, and I was like, I'm pretty sure, like, the back of his head, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why, like, I just had a feeling like that was the back of Nick Cannon's head. And he was coming out of the Beats store, like, you know, the Beats, the speakers and whatever. And I was like, but I don't want to chase him because he was kind of far. And I was like, okay, you know, like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, whatever. So then I was like, you know what? He went down that way and he hasn't come back. So let me go stroll down, see if he's at one of those gates. And sure enough, he was waiting at his gate with his bodyguards. So I just went up to him and I'm horrible around famous people. It's bad. It's really bad. I don't know why. Like, I don't have any, like, really good stories where we're like, yes, we're ride or dies, and it wasn't awkward at all. Like, it's usually kind of awkward. I'm working on it.
Hey, Nick, I'm meeting you for the first time. How's Mariah?
Yeah, right?
I'm going to work on those questions. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, that obviously was a really big surprise in your life. What surprises have you had in your musical career so far? Anything you absolutely weren't expecting that happened other than meeting Nick Cannon and those celebrities?
I would say how well the first single is doing. I'm just so grateful because it was out in February. You know, you put out music that you produce. This was my first time putting out music that was done in my little home studio with my husband and I, and we didn't really know how it was going to do. But the fact that it's being so well received and people are saying, you know, it's at a professional level, and like you said, it could cross over the pop charts. I'm just really in awe of kind of just the miracle that really transpires, because I feel like it shouldn't be doing this well in terms of what we have. You know, it's not like we're an official company or we went to an official studio or whatever. But I'm so glad that that people are just eating it up. Like, it's just cool. It's just really, really cool. I didn't expect it to take off like this, and it's continuing to get a lot of good feedback. And the other single was released, and the two of them combined, they're a nice balance. You know, the new single here is more of like a really chill soul R&B, and for some people, that's exactly what they need. You know, so I'm really glad that people are getting exactly what they want out of my music, and I just can't wait to give them more. I can't wait.
Well, I am so glad that you went into details about how you recorded this song in your home studio, because as we just listened to that, if I didn't know better, I would think that that was recorded in a professional recording studio. I cannot believe that was and see, this goes to show why I get so annoyed at people spending and paying people $50, $60, $70, $100,000 to record one song in a recording studio. I'm like, how the hell are you spending all of that money with today's technology? Because you can do it right, as you just said, right in your own home. I don't know how much it cost you, probably practically nothing, and you recorded something of this caliber, right? Of this caliber. So there's no excuse, no excuse for anyone to not be able to produce the same caliber of song that Christa Deana has just produced and you just heard today. Because that I would never have known that wasn't produced in a studio, never, if you hadn't said anything. And that is a great thing that you told us, because that needs to be spread. That message needs to be spread to people who really feel like they just can't progress or move to the next level with their music career because they can't afford to go into a studio. So, just try to incorporate that into your conversations with young people as much as possible. Okay, so currently you are focusing on releasing a self-entitled album with all new original music coming out in the fall this year, and we would love for you to tell us, I know that's going to be hard, but you got to do it, Christa. Tell us your absolute favorite one at the moment.
I knew you were going to do this to me.
Yes, I
knew you were going to do this to me.
I know. That's like asking your favorite movie of all time. What's your favorite song of all time? You're like, I can't think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
What might change by the fall? You know how it is.
Yes, that is true. That is definitely true. I would have to say, as of right now, definitely the first song on the album, which is entitled Plenty of Confidence. And I wanted people to, the album is meant to be listened to from beginning to end. Really like a piece of art, like a book. You read it straightforward, you get the full story. And it's really just me passing on what I've learned about what I should believe in myself, who I should be, who I should act as, and how confident I should be. Not cocky or anything like that, but just being able to believe in yourself. I think that's so important. And I wanted the album to start off with that message. Like, I've been through a lot, but this is who I am because of those experiences. And I want you to be that person too. And it starts and it's upbeat and the bass is hard and it's more of a pop feel, kind of brings back the 70s a little bit too, like a little bit of disco. It's one of those songs that you're just going to crank up in your car and like wave your hands in the air and scream out the window like, whoop, I'm confident. Like, I'm excited. I think that's going to be a really great way to start.
Man. Oh, that's fantastic. Now, I'm all about the 70s and 80s music, so I know you're going to come back and say, hey, Priscilla, my songs are ready. Can I come back on the show? And you promise that you're going to contact us and let us, maybe you could even debut the first song. I could get like an exclusive.
Yay! I love it. We're doing it.
Right, I'm counting. You heard this, people. She promised. So there you go. Now, we got 1 little minute, and before we end the show. So the last question, real quick, in 1 minute, can you tell us 3 things you wish someone would have told you before you became a recording audience, like some do's and don'ts? There's 3. Number 1.
Okay. Number 1, know who you are as an artist. I know I say it like every time people ask me this question, but it could not be more important because a lot of people have different opinions of what they like and what they don't like. And if you try to take on all of those opinions, you'll end up so confused. There's a reason why there's different genres. There's a reason why there's different voice types, different songwriting styles. Know who you are, what you offer, your songwriting style, your audience, things like that, just so you're not swayed by other people's opinions. And honestly, that's not even just a music thing. That's just a being successful in life thing, from something as simple as I'm called to be a homemaker. I'm called to stay at home with my kids. If you listen to everybody else, you're going to lose your mind. So stay true to what you are supposed to do. The next advice I would give is the importance of networking. People say it all the time. It's who you know. And for me, as an introvert, believe it or not, I am learning the importance of going to different events and talking to different people and always being ready to say, here's my song. Here, let me sing it for you. This is my card. Here's a sample of my music, because you never know who you're going to meet. Cough, cough, Nick Cannon. I wasn't where I was now, but you just never know who you're going to run into, and it's very important to leading to my next point, take every opportunity by the horns and ride that bull like nobody's business, because time is of the essence. You know, there's so many people that have a dream and are trying to fulfill that dream. But it's very important for you to be an opportunity seeker, to see the cup half full instead of half empty. Hey, look, I can maybe perform at this event, or maybe I can talk to this person and maybe do like some freelance work, and you never know if it'll lead to something. Just seeing life in a whole nother way, where you are always looking out for yourself and for your dreams and doing all that you can to make sure that at the end of the day, you have no regrets.
There you go. You heard it. Christa Deana. You heard her tips for success. Say goodbye to your fans, Christa Deana.
Oh, my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful fans. You know how much I love you guys, all of your love notes and your support. Please keep them coming. And if you are not a fan, you can join the Hope family. It's all about hope where we're at ChristaDeana.com. That's ChristaDeana. Make sure to join that mailing list. We got some new merchandise coming up, all the new music and tons of exclusive stuff. So make sure to stay connected. And, of course, on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, you name it, YouTube.
You are on it. Just
and
Google. Google Christa Deana.
There we go.
Thank you, Christa Deana. And we will see everybody next week on Question Reality. We got a hot singer, Chelsea E., who is on the Billboard Top 10, sweeping, about to go on tour, and we get to hear her new song exclusively. So join us next week. Thank you, Christa. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week on Question Reality. Bye.
You're listening to Question Reality with Priscilla Leona, right here on LA Talk Radio.